Hello and welcome back. Got my husband Big D here.
It's me, and we got my husband, Fatty,
It's me.
and we are
Endzone Enthusiasts.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna get into the semifinal games. First, check to see if you're subscribed.
Subscribe down below.
It helps us out so much. It makes it all worth it for us. So give us a subscribe.
Subscription.
So we got these semifinal games. What was it? Thursday night, we had Miami playing Ole Miss. What'd you think,
Yes.
Big D?
It was actually a really good game. Like, it was one of the ones that I was like, oh my gosh, it's nice to see actually a competitive game both ways.
Totally.
And I think that Miami looked dominant, and they did what they wanted to as far as shrinking the game.
Yeah.
They, their run game, they just kind of kept like running the ball. And in a way, they were running the ball to kind of stretch out their time possession.
They totally stretched out their time of possession.
Right. But it just was like great. Like Miami just looked good the entire game. They looked in control. Even when Ole Miss went up, the momentum never went back to Ole Miss. It really still kind of stayed with Miami in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And Miami just, they kept fighting to the end. I think you see that like Mario's vision for the program has really come into fruition where, he said the line of scrimmage will be the point of difference. And he's absolutely right. Definitely that offensive line, they're going to lose multiple players to the NFL, but that was a hell of a game by Miami.
Yeah.
But Ole Miss also was really good. They had some really explosive plays. What's his name? Trinidad he looked good. He had some explosive plays. It just was that moment of like Miami kind of suffocated and took away their possession. So they really didn't have a chance to really get back in it. And then the experience of Mario as a head coach versus Pete Golden kind of showed a little bit too.
Yes.
And like knowing his team, knowing that they should go for it on some questionable plays. But I just thought that Miami had a very nice game all around.
Yeah.
I know some people got hurt, and I'm hoping that they'll have those back before the next round. But Miami's actually going to get to play in the national playoff in their home stadium, which is that's mind blowing.
Yeah.
And I think that just shows that like, it's not about how you start the season, it's where you kind of keep the momentum going. And we saw Miami over this season kind of have moments where they didn't look quite as sharp with some of the losses, but I think you saw overall Miami was the more dominant team. Definitely. And they were actually built for the playoffs. They scaled up at the right time. And I think it'll be a great game for them. But Ole Miss, don't hang your head. Y'all look good. I think this was a great start for Pete Golden, taking over in a very kind of tumultuous time. They're going to be good. And then even some of the portal moves I'm already seeing from them, I think they're going to be good. But Ole Miss, great job. But Miami, wow, y'all, that was a really great game. And
yeah, Miami definitely drained the clock. They had way more time of possession than Ole Miss.
First downs, I think they were like 11 for 19 on first downs too. So like,
and we also said that like Miami playing in the ACC, that maybe their players aren't quite as beat up. I don't know. We were sort of speculating that maybe their players may be healthier at this point in the season compared to a lot of other teams.
Yeah. So we'll see if they get some people back, but that leads us to the second game, which was.
Yes, we watched Indiana
and Oregon.
Yes.
Ooh. Why don't we start with your thoughts on it? Because you
like to say some things are a masterclass, and it was a masterclass in coaching. They have lauded Cignetti's coaching so much, and he really holds his players to a high standard. I so enjoyed seeing players being held to a high standard, and like he referred to it as their job. And like each player needed to earn their job, and they have to work their job. They have to do their job and execute perfectly. Yeah. They basically hardly had any penalties. There was eventually some penalties, but like they tried to play a nearly perfect game. There was some forced errors from Oregon. But there was also some, just mistakes on Oregon's part. So I just thought it was an amazing show, coaching wise and execution wise. And honestly, the corresponding people mentioned the execution a lot, but you could really tell it was really awesome to see.
Now, to your point, as we talk about high-level execution, can we just take a moment and talk about the Indiana band?
Yes, Indiana band, but Indiana got a music school, and that's a big factor. Or a school of music. So
that band was perfection.
Very nice.
That thing sat down in my spirit.
Yeah, from the jump.
Yeah, but to your point, Oregon made too many mistakes. Like 21 of those points came off turnovers And Indiana's going to make you pay for it.
Absolutely.
Oregon couldn't force those kind of mistakes. They couldn't really create that same momentum. And it really was a blowout. Like, there was not any point that you really thought that, they were going to come back. I mean, like, what was it?
It started with a turnover. The first play was an interception.
A pick six, yeah. So, I mean, like, Oregon, in order for Oregon to win, they needed to not make any mistakes. Correct. They really needed to get ahead and just kind of ride that momentum, but they could never get ahead, and they started behind, and it just never kind of came back to them. And Oregon is fine. Like, there's going to be some learnings they'll grow from this.
They had hurt players out. They had people who already weren't playing. Yeah. And they mentioned all of that. Yeah. So,
but it really was Indiana's night. And y'all already heard me say who I picked to win it all.
Now it's doubled down. I mean, Indiana they're just showing perfection. Like, it's really awesome to see that, especially at the college level. You have the Heisman quarterback. You have the best coach of the year. You get to see amazing football. So, I mean, I'll be very surprised if Miami is able to win. We were talking about it earlier. And similar to what just happened with Oregon, Miami would have to be perfect and even have some miraculous things on top of that to be able to beat Indiana. Indiana is bringing you perfection. They don't really have players out too much. So it's just, there's not even really a scenario where Miami's able to win, in my mind.
Agreed. And I think that's the thing for me is, like, you look at it from a quarterback battle. Mm-hmm, if Mendoza needed to win the game by himself, he could. But when you're surrounded by a cast of people doing their job, these people aren't the 5 stars, the high-level, crazy paid players that Oregon had. These are just players who do their job, and they do it right.
Yeah.
On the other side, you have where Miami's morphed into a team that I don't think Carson Beck is going to really win them a game. I think Miami is playing in a way to not let Carson Beck be a liability, but I think this could bite them because with what we've seen from Indiana, they can force some mistakes from Carson Beck.
Right.
And it could end up being where he cost them the game. But Indiana, oh my gosh. And then y'all travel well. I'm like, y'all didn't tell me y'all had
fan base. Oh my gosh.
Y'all had money.
Almost the entire stadium in Atlanta was red. It was maybe like, we'll say 8%. I'll say 8% was green, wearing green in that stadium.
And then, rest in peace to the Georgia Dome. You'll always be there, but that Mercedes-Benz
Stadium.
Oh, so pretty. It was so pretty. Nice. So great job, Indiana. Y'all already know my pick. I think Indiana's going to win it all. Their first national championship. Yeah. So
it's so impressive.
Whew, that was some good football, though.
The game maybe ended up seeming like it was boring because it was such a difference in the amount of points, but we kept watching because it was just like, guys, watch Indiana play. That's like how it should be. It's so pristine and well done.
It's going to be interesting to go into next season with this Indiana team. Like, this is going are they going to be?
Yeah, they're keeping a lot of people, right? Staff, players.
Yeah, they were able to retain their staff, sign their coordinators to great contracts because, people wanted those they wanted them really bad. So great job. But, we appreciate y'all going on this journey with us at Endzone Enthusiasts. We know football can be fun for everybody, and we're glad that you've tuned in. Even if you've caught one of our shorts or one of our full videos, we appreciate your support, and please like and subscribe and keep going. The playoff game will be the following week, so I may put out a little bit of coaching stuff on there and maybe a little portal talk on some of the big players. But overall, really great football. Indiana, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
They're all of our daddy.
Yeah, they are. So I think they may be the new Ohio State from an execution standpoint, because that's what Ohio State used to do. Is they were so technically sound. I think Indiana can maintain this. So let's go.
We all stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
In the meantime, what did you say? Subscribe?
Yeah, tell them to like and subscribe and stuff.
Comment. We know Indiana's going to win. Maybe comment. What do you think the spread's going to be? Because that's what he asked me. What do you think the spread's going to be? I don't know. What else can they comment?
They can also comment. Who's their? I'm going to be petty. Who is your choice already to win next year? Is it going to be Indiana repeating?
I can't. Well, okay.
We like speculation.
Or is it now finally going to be the Oregon year?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know if it's Oregon year. Let's see. But Lil C, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, you got up here. What you want to say? See you next time?
No.
Why is she looking at me like that?
Because she said, "Don't put me on camera without me getting payment for this."
Look at the camera. You're not even doing it right.
Peace.
Bye.
And chicken grease.